Welcome back, fillies and gentlecoats. Today is Tuesday, November 8th, 2011, and this is Thursday Sueños on the Pastel Pony Podcast, as I start switching between accents because I feel like it and I can. Right then, well, today, because I'm feeling in a very strange mood and I've been playing around with voices all day, I suppose I'll stop insulting other cultures and go back to my normal voice. I don't really have much for the review today because as I'm noticing, as more episodes come out, we're starting to get into that groove of, oh my, new ponies. And so a lot of the bigger fics are updating, but we're not getting nearly as many one-shots anymore because people can be more patient. The only thing that I've really read recently that I haven't already mentioned before is a title that I can't recall offhand. I closed the window a while ago, but it was absolutely absurd. It had about 10 tags. It was like the crazy ultra mega super Arise Chicken Arise fanfic of Ultimate Doom, or I don't know. I made that entire thing up, but you don't care. Anyhow, it struck me as being over the top and epic and really trying so very hard to be exactly what it was, which was ridiculous and silly. But at the same time, there were intentional cliches. It's obvious that the writer knows exactly what they're doing and could write a very serious, somber, solemn story if they felt like it, and really they don't feel like it. So I will try for you guys to find that if anyone is interested in picking that one up. But that's the only thing I have for the review this week because I've been reading the updates of My Little Avengers, Death Note Equestria, and I've been working my way through Project Horizons right now. And that's about it because work has decided that this is the busy season and that Vos gets full-time now. Except that full-time means that I pretty much don't have 2 days off in a row ever again foreverness. So I have lots of not time now. In addition to that, I told you all that I would mention who the voice of Silver Spoon was based on, since no one has managed to guess it. Silver Spoon's voice, which I admit is a bit of a stretch, is based on Quinn Morgendorffer from Daria, because Daria is one of the best shows ever, and for some reason that just seemed to really fit very well with the idea that Silver Spoon and Diamond Tiara were these preppy little girls that were very cliquey and wanted to keep every pony out of their circle. So, and I can see them being at a pony mall, just hanging out and being a little vapid. Anyhow, that being said, I also want to mention once again, you have a week left on the contest in the comments to put forth any fic that you might want me to read. This is contest number 1. It will run until next Tuesday, and then we will talk about what comes next. For the time being, what it seems like is that My Little Dashie is really the only one anyone's put forward thus far, and I think it has 3 or 4 votes. So, if you have something else you want to see, and you aren't the one who wrote or edited it, then step forward. Keep in mind, this applies to me as well. Even if I wanted to read my own story, I can't put it forward, nor can my editor. So, now, besides that, I wanted to tell you guys about the Nocturna Quartet. If you missed this on Equestria Daily, or if you don't hang out there very often, and you want some awesome music, Daniel Ingram, DANNYIMUSIC, Danny iMusic on SoundCloud, which is actually where a lot of you probably found me because of those cupcake recordings. Daniel Ingram has some stuff from when he was 19 and in a band, and it's got this really ethereal vibe to it. It's really mellow. It's great for meditation or just background music. It's cool stuff. I would check it out. I loved what I heard from it. Beyond that, I wanted to sort of expand some of the things that I talk about, since, sometimes these are 3 minutes long and sometimes they're 20 minutes long, just depending on what I have to talk about. So, another thing I wanted to bring up
was Friendship is Witchcraft. I have been a fan of Dragon Ball Z Abridged for as long as they've been making it, and longer because I knew most of them on the projects they worked on before with Yu Yu Hakusho Abridged and Naruto Abridged, and if you're not anime fans, then these words mean nothing to you. But, point being, Abridged series are lots of fun, and they take things in the show and make fun of them to an extraordinary degree. Friendship is Witchcraft is hilarious, and episode 4 just came out a week ago. If you want to check it out, it's awesome, except Fluttershy may be vaguely homicidal, so, if that doesn't float your boat, you probably shouldn't watch it. Now, I also was going to say that next week will be My Little Avengers Chapter 1, and the Tuesday after that will be Past Sins Chapter 5. I don't have any stories I'd like to see written at the moment, and I don't really have any shoutouts to give, so we'll just move straight on. There's a link that I want to provide in the description here for an awesome thing that I found on DeviantArt called We Are Pilots, which, as I'm checking to remind myself, this was... I know that a lot of you like Derpy, or Ditzy Hooves, whatever you prefer to call her, but this is amazing, folks. It is phenomenal artwork. It is a wordless graphic story about how Ditzy got her cutie mark, and it's one of the most awe-inspiring and happy things I've ever seen. So I'll post a link to that in the description. Now, we come to something that has really been bugging me. As many of you know, my favorite is Lyra, and I can't stand the fact that they decided to change her name to Heartstrings. I completely agree with whatever pony drew up that awesome picture where you have the Twilight Sparkle mold pony being choked by Lyra. While I don't condone violence, and I am a very kind and gentle and compassionate pony, you see, I just can't stand what they've done to this poor Lyra. I can't stand it. Man, I'm feeling weird with the voices today. Maybe you guys like that, maybe you don't. I don't know, let me know. If you like it, I'll be weird all the time. Yay! Strangeness! That being said, another thing I wanted to mention to y'all is Mobius, Osiath, and I have been talking. And one of the things that we had considered doing was another one of those drunken readings. Since you guys, most of you ended up actually watching Spiders', which I kind of doubted. I thought most of you would probably shy away from it, but you seem to like it, so whatever. Mobius and Osiath and I are trying to work out a time when we can get together and have a drink or two and read the Elements of Awesomery. That being said, we also really need to find a way to deal with better recording quality for whoever's not sitting right next to the microphone like I am. So that may be a little while off, but it's a project in the future. In addition to that, we also are talking about recording Some Ponies Play D&D at some point, because that is one that I've been wanting to get to, but I think it would be a lot more fun if I had guests with me. So, I think besides that, the only thing we really have left is last week's episode. So, this point forward, spoilers. There are spoilers coming. If you don't want to hear them, please, for the love of God, run away. So, what I've been noticing is a lot of focus on one individual pony at a time, which is completely fine. Got no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is there are little things here and there that most people don't seem to catch. I may have only caught the one single line like this, but it seems like Apple Bloom has completely lost her accent. I don't know why, and honestly, that's one of the reasons I've been having trouble agreeing to do fics that involve the Cutie Mark Crusaders, because it's getting to the point where they all have the exact same voice, and for these recordings, that is a very bad thing. That makes it very hard for you to tell who's talking, which can be hard enough depending on how good the writing is. Now, that being said, Rarity was kind of a, yay. Yeah, I had to censor that. But yes, I just couldn't sympathize with Rarity in this episode at all. Admittedly, I am an older brother, and I was a terrible older brother until I was about 18, and I have apologized profusely to my little brother for that, and have made up for it with my half-sister, who is only 5 now. But, that being said, I guess that makes her more realistic. But it seemed like they had a much better relationship before this, and all of a sudden just kind of cracked. Also, Rarity's parents, awesome. I like that Rarity's mom is kind of a Jewish housewife, and how her father is just sort of this silly, ridiculous, laid-back kind of guy, and she's so high-strung. It's just phenomenal. I really liked it, but it took me a while to warm up to it because I felt so bad for Sweetie Belle. Although, I think my favorite part of anything ever will be forever ingrained in my memory as Sweetie Belle running across the floor with her 4 hooves just dragging, going, "I'm bored!" So, I guess I don't really have much on the episode besides that. The one last thing I want to mention is something that an awesome brony brought to my attention on the comments, which was that all of the episodes where a pony has a mental breakdown have been written by the exact same person, which I find amazing. I think that that's really fantastic that there is someone whose job it is to make the ponies break. Makes them more realistic, makes the show a heck of a lot funnier. But that's my ranting. That's my pony podcast. Hopefully I'll have something awesome for you soon. This is Vos de Sueños signing out. Safe travels, every pony.